some to shame and everlasting contempt. I find this very interesting because hell is always, or at least I think that is my idea of what most people see it as, only as pain, torture, fire, burning, which in a way that is mentioned, of course, in scriptures. Eternal fire, which is different than this fire. That is something that must be taken in account when thinking how hell could be. Um, Pain, but there are so many ways of feeling pain in this reality. Imagine in a higher reality. Um, and well, also torture pretty much. But most people just think of it as in a physical way, and the evil will receive a body to have and experience physical pain. But something that the scripture mentions once, uh, well, like a lot, again and again, is like this right here: to shame and everlasting contempt. And also pretty much confusion is something that is mentioned a lot, and I find that very interesting. I always mention it pretty much. um, and I think that it's very important to think about that. A lot of people don't think of shame until something happens to them and actually feel the shame, because the ego tells us that uh, there will be no shame for whatever that person is doing, that he or she can hide, and therefore things that like things that shame is below him or her, and therefore it won't happen. Yet when it happens, it feels awful. Whatever it is, from a very little thing that can provoke somebody's shame, and just the fact that according to scriptures and even all the writings in Yahudim and Judaism, um, to make somebody feel ashamed is a great sin. It's very bad. Even there's a writing in Judaism that says that a person that makes somebody else ashamed won't receive uh, the kingdom to come or the world to come. They won't be able to enter. So is how bad it is that there are so many laws regarding that, and how careful we must be not to make somebody feel ashamed. Like I always mention, also when we are in the street or whatever, if we see somebody fall, we shouldn't, like, obviously if there's something that we can do to help, of course we must do it. But if I mean it's something that you would feel ashamed of, like falling because you're not paying attention or whatever, and you just get up, that's it. uh, you shouldn't look at the person straight, because he or she will feel very ashamed. So just like one wouldn't want anybody to see uh, you falling, then you should do with the others. Pretty much that's the point. So um, here it says to shame and everlasting contempt, everlasting contempt. So it is eternal. Those people who rejected and felt contempt towards Yahweh and felt ashamed of talking about him, felt ashamed of saying even that they believe that there is a creator, who felt ashamed of those who believe in the Almighty and try to put them to shame and call them crazy and all of that. They will, once they realize that the scriptures are truth, that Yahweh is one, etc., etc., they will be eternally ashamed, because they made the worst error one anybody could make ever. So shame and everlasting contempt, that is hell.